Okay, so welcome to Kaila Kol Shira in partnership with Breslov.org and also Sanity Daily. Okay, now the Megillah says like this: V'chol avdei hamelech asher b'shar hamelech koyrim u'mushtachavim laHaman. All of the avodim of the king that were in the courtyard of the king, okay, would bow down to Haman and prostrate themselves to Haman. Kichein siva loy hamelech, because that was what the king commanded them to do. U'Mordechai lo yichra v'lo yishtachava. Mordechai didn't budge at all. He didn't bow, he didn't bend, he did nothing. He did nothing to Haman. Vayhi ba'amra me'elav yoim yoim v'goy me'gidu laHaman lirois hamidu divrei Mordechai. And then when they came and they told Haman, he saw the things of Mordechai, ki gidu le'em asher hu Yehudi. They told Haman that Mordechai is a Yehudi. That's strange. They told Haman that Mordechai is a Yehudi. Vayivas beinav, and he was loathed in his eyes. L'shloyach yad b'Mordechai levadai. He wanted to only kill. He wanted to take out his vengeance on Mordechai. So let's see now. So it says the Holy Kedushas Levi yesh ledaktik. V'chi lo yada Haman sheMordechai hu Yehudi. Wait a minute. Hey, guy, wait a second here. You know, nothing in the Megillah is extra, right? And nothing's extra. But didn't Haman already know that Mordechai was Yehudi? Wasn't Mordechai also important to the king? Mordechai was also important to the king. Do you remember why Mordechai is important to the king? We learned this a few years ago. I'll remind you. Do you know that when Esther became the queen, so one of the things that she said to Achashverosh was, Achashverosh, wouldn't you like to be smart? You know, like Nebuchadnezzar was a smart king. Wouldn't you like to be a smart king? He says, sure. What do you mean? She says, you know, that you're supposed to have somebody on your security that knows all 70 languages. So then we'll know if someone's plotting against the king. Oh, Achashverosh said, that is a wonderful idea. I want to do that right away. And can you recommend somebody? So she said, yeah, there's a guy, Mordechai. Mordechai, you know, he was from the Sanhedrin, and he knew, and he had to, you know, to be a member of the Sanhedrin, you had to know the 70 languages. And Mordechai got the job. So that's why it always says in the Megillah, Mordechai Yoshe B'Shar HaMelech, right? Otherwise, why would you say that Mordechai was Yoshe B'Shar HaMelech? Why should Mordechai be sitting by the king, in the courtyard of the king? Wouldn't it be more befitting to say that Mordechai, who Yoshe V'loimid Bebeis HaMedrash, Mordechai, right? I mean, we could have said many things about Mordechai. Why was it that because he was in charge, and he watched everyone coming in and out and knew what was going on. So again, Mordechai was known by the king. Mordechai was very important to the king, the same way Haman was important to the king. All right? Like we said, it says like each and every man, ish v'ish, zeh Mordechai v'Haman. Okay, that's what we learned from there, right? The Medrash says that's where we're learning out that the ish for ish was Mordechai and Haman. Okay, fine. Nimsa bevada yoda Haman es Mordechai. We knew for certain that Haman knew Mordechai. Bevada haya yodei sheMordechai Yehudi. So what's the Megillah coming to be Megala here? What's the Megillah revealing to us that Mordechai was a Yehudi? When they told Haman that Mordechai was a Yehudi, he already knew that. So look at this. V'nira, d'zeh perish, v'chol avdei hamelech asher. All of the avodim that were that were part of the king, all of the servants of the king, they all had to bow down to Haman. Shekol avodim yishtachavu laHaman. Rak al Mordechai haya Tzivoy shelo yichre v'lo yishtachaveh. So the tzivoy really was from the king, that since Mordechai is also an important fella, he's also very important in the king's eyes. So since Mordechai is important in the king's eyes, Mordechai should not bow down. So you would think that's why Mordechai didn't bow down. No. Shayagam came choshev eitzel Amelech. And because he was also important to the king. V'zeh perish v'chol avdei Amelech. They would bow. The king commanded them to bow. Al kol avdei Hamelech, on all the servants of the king. By Mordechai there wasn't this commandment. Okay, so how does this answer the question? That they told Haman that Mordechai was a Yehudi? So here's the answer. In Nimsa, we see, I am Mordechai teretz. Mordechai had a teretz, mashal lo yishtachav alaman. He really had a good excuse. He had a good excuse why he wasn't going to bow to Haman. Kihu lo yahaya bichlal shara ava avada v'shiyishtachav. He wasn't the regular servants that had to bow. Raksha Mordechai kiban v'amar shaloi machmas ze einay mishtachav alaman. But Mordechai said, I'm not going to bow down to Haman because I don't have to bow down to Haman. It wasn't because of that. Rak Amar Machmashu Yehudi. I'm a Jew. Mordechai said, look, even though I'm not really responsible to bow down to you, Haman, but I'm still going to not bow down to you because I'm a Jew. And a Jew is not going to bow down to you because we know that Haman used to wear an idol. He had an idol he used to wear an idol around his neck. And he wanted the Jews to bow down to him, which means they'll be bowing down to an avodah zarah. Mordechai says, I'm not bowing down because I am a Jew. And because I'm a Jew, I'm not going to bow down to you. Wow. Even if there was a commandment, Gam kain olav an would been upon him. He still would not bow down to him. So we're learning over here. The reason they told Haman that Mordechai was a Yehudi. What was the nafkamina that they told him that? The fact that Mordechai is not bowing down to you is not because he's not commanded to bow down to you by the king. No, he is not bowing down to you because he says he's a Jew. He says he's a Jew. Right, okay, does everyone see this? That's what they told him, that he was a Yehudi. That's the reason I'm not bowing down, not because I'm exonerated from that. I'm not obligated. I'm not obligated to bow down to him. No, I will not bow down to him because I am a Jew. All right. Now, Rak Machmashu Yehudi, Bazeh Yavoya Diktuk, and now we can understand the Diktuk. Bazeh Yavoya Diktuk Ma Diksiva Mordechai Lo Yichre Lo Yishtachave Lo Koyre Lo Mishtachave Have Le Lemichtav Diksiv Lemala V'Chol Avdei Amelech Koyrim. See, in other words, why does it say in the Megillah Mordechai Lo Yichre Lo Yishtachave? Could have just said Lo Koyre Lo Mishtachave Have Le Lemichtav. All the Avadim did bow down, but Mordechai didn't bow down. It could have said like that. Why does it say like this, that Mordechai v'la yichre v'la yishtachave? Everyone knows these words about Mordechai v'la yichre v'la yishtachave, right? Why? Because he was a Yehudi. Why are you transgressing? Why are you transgressing the commandments of the king? Next page, 1 second, everybody. Here we go. Okay, let's see, we get this a little bigger here. Here, right over here. Move the camera. Okay. Hayatziva olav me'amelech. Even if there was a command, I wouldn't bow down to him. So therefore, it was like he was being over the mitzvah samelech, because even if he would, even if he would have been commanded to bow down, he wouldn't have. So therefore, it was considered that it was over the mitzvah the melech. Now let's see the next thing with Esther Malka. Watch this. Okay, that what? Vatayim Esther lasoch vatazaveyu al Mordechi. And Esther said Tasach, and she gave a commandment to Mordechai. Because of Sham, shetzivsa Esther al Mordechai shelo yizkoiteit atzmai im Haman. You shouldn't make a fight. Don't pick a fight with Haman. Why are you going to be yizkoiteit atzmai im Haman? Why are you going to quarrel with Haman? But the chayre kasha, Esther shelo yizkoiteit atzmai im Haman. How could Esther Malka tell Mordechai not to fight with Haman? Halaya rotzen shel Haman, haya Mordechai yishtachav eloi. But the rotzen of Haman was that Haman wanted Mordechai to bow down to him. V'chi chas v'sholem tzivsa Esther she Mordechai yishtachav elo Haman. Can we say chas v'sholem that Esther wanted Mordechai to bow down to Haman? Could we say that? No. Shalei yiskayda atzmai im Haman harotzen bazeh was watcha yomer mitam zeh einoi mishtachav eloi machma she'olav lo yoyu atzivoi me'amelech. Esther Malka was telling him this point. Mordechai, why are you picking a fight with this Rasha? Why are you starting up with him? You could just say you're not responsible. You're not responsible to bow down to Haman, and say because you're not commanded by the king to bow down to Haman, not because you're a Jew and that's why you don't want to bow down. Why do you have to fight with him? Does everyone understand that? Not that she was saying that he should bow down to Haman, but no, Adarabba, don't bow down to Haman, but don't say that because you're Yehudi, that's why you're not bowing down to Haman. Rather, introduce the idea that because you're considered an important chashuv person by the king, also the same way Haman is an important man, and therefore you're not bowing down. Any questions on this idea, everyone? No, it's pretty clear. It's an interesting idea. There's so many. We're going to learn a lot of lessons in Mitzvah Hashem going forward. In the next, 2 weeks, we'll learn about the Megillah next 2 weeks in Mitzvah Hashem. So let me see. Okay. Now,